Welcome to the second section of our course. In this section, we'll be looking at how to carry out automated testing for your application. So firstly, we'll be using Flux and we'll be testing it. So we'll try to test reactive flow created with the Flux API. Then we will improve our testing approach with the Step Verifier API to help with our unit testing. Third video will be about testing delayed publisher using Flux. So we will introduce concept of delay publisher that has some time of delay. Finally, we'll be testing multi-threading with flatmap and observe on, so we will see how we can make our operations work in parallel. So this is the first video in which we'll be using Flux and we'll be testing it. We'll be creating Flux from publisher. We'll try to concat two Fluxes. We'll be testing that and also we'll try to analyze how to test infinite stream. So we have a simple using Flux test. Test states that it should combine two Flux using concat. Firstly, we will initialize two Fluxes. First one is from range from min to max, so min will be equal to 0, max to 100. So we are creating Flux of 100 elements, and then we are filtering only those that modulo 2 are equal to 0, so only even numbers. Then on the other hand, we are creating the exact same Flux with 100 elements. But then you are filtering only odd numbers, and we'll assign both to those Fluxes. Once we have those Flux ready, we can merge both of those using concat. So we want to concatenate data from both of those publishers. But then we need to test which data is published. So we can do it in a couple ways. First one, that's the simplest one, maybe not an optimal, but let's analyze that. So we are collecting everything as a list and we need to block because this operation works in an asynchronous way. So it may work in a different thread. So if you will not block, the program will finish before the processing happens. So we are blocking that and we assign it to a list of integers. If we do not block it, then our type will be different. So our type will be of a mono list integer. Mono is a container for reactive result, but we will focus on that in a subsequent sections. But right now, let's focus on the list of integers with a blocking call. So once we have that list, we are asserting that size of the result is equal to 100. And then we are getting element at index 0, it will be equal to 0, at index 1, it will be equal to 2, and index 2 to 4. So if we'll go through those indexes, we will see that firstly we have even numbers, then after 50 we have odd numbers. So that test for the simplest case is a good and is enough for us. So let's start it and see how it behaves. We can see that the test passed. But the problem starts when we are operating on an infinite stream. Flux is an abstraction that can encapsulate infinite stream. So we could create some kind of for example, interval stream that will have emit data in intervals, but in the infinite way. So in such an example, if you will call the block will never return because we are waiting for the final call, onComplete signal, but onComplete signal does not arrive. We are blocking indefinitely, and because of that, our test will not finish. So this is not an ideal situation, but sometimes we want to test only first, for example, first event that was emitted, and then we are stating that it is enough for us and test will pass, but it needs totally different approach that we will be looking at in the next video.